Konnichiwa and Ohio, everyone, and welcome to the J-MELO report for the 13th of November, 2011. Now, before we get started on the actual episode, I want to clarify something because I was going to originally do the episodes on Monday. Come to find out, I'm an idiot. The original live airing of the show here in the U.S. is at 6:30 in the evening now because of the fact that the whole daylight savings time thing is over. So these shows will now air around 7:30 or whenever I get everything ready. Alrighty? This week, the two main things that happened were we had the Beatniks appear on the program. Now they're a duo, and one of the members actually, from Japan, actually also performs in London, which I actually thought was really, I definitely thought that was pretty cool. And they performed, obviously, a couple different songs. One of the ones that I have known, obviously, is the 6 Billion Heavens track on my Twitter page. So that was a very interesting thing. They did a couple of tracks, and they're actually going to be back next week on the program. This is one of their classic two-part episodes that J-MELO likes to do. I wonder why sometimes when they, I will say so. I wonder why sometimes when they do these episodes, they just don't, well, they just do it in one shot. Wouldn't it make things a lot simpler? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But they performed, and they also had that was majority of the program, but they also did a very interesting feature. Japan has a festival called the Tokyo International Music Festival. Now, they have all kinds of different acts that perform, and everybody from all over the world comes to see the different performers. One thing I found interesting was, did you know that in France, they actually have a channel that is specifically devoted to, excuse me, to Japanese music. And it is actually called, and this is no BS, and I have it written down here, No Life, and it's one word, NOLIFE. It is specifically devoted to Japanese culture. And what was really cool was the host of J-MELO, Meiji, actually got to be a presenter on one of their programs, which is called 101%. Talking about different anime and all that. And two acts that were mentioned in that interview, one is called Deco 27, and the other one was called Uplift Spice. Now I'm going to put in the description, by the way, for every act that I mention in this, I'm going to put the links to the videos that I have favorited in the description so you can check out videos from the different artists. Now Deco 27 is a bit of an interesting one because if you're watching the video, you look at it and you're trying to figure out what the heck it is. To me, it's almost a throwback of, how do I put it? Okay, have you seen the video for One More Time by Daft Punk? It's almost that, but it's not really done in the anime style that everybody would be familiar with. More like an art, decorative type of style. And the song I'm going to direct you to is called Light Lag. Brilliant song. Brilliant. Absolutely love it. If you want something a little bit harder, one of the groups that is super popular in France right now, is called Uplift Spice. The song I'm going to direct you to will be called Minority Parade. It's a bit hard, it's a bit edgy, but all in all, not one that it's one that if you like the really hard music, you're gonna love it, and it's one that at the same time, if you don't like it, you may go, eh. However, don't worry, I got plenty of others. Here's one. How about the reggae? I know you're wondering. Do they do reggae over in Japan? Why, yes, they do. From our friends at the AVEX, AVEX network, there's a group called Megaryu, or Megayu, however you want to pronounce that. And the song I'm going to direct you to is called Day by Day. And it is exactly what it sounds like. It is strictly a reggae song. So, if you're one of those types like me that likes a little reggae, likes a little spice with his, reggae to spice up his musical taste, go check that out, definitely. Nami Tamaki has a song, and we're going to direct you to Heroin. She was one of the other artists. There was one that, by the way, I'm going to let you in on this now. There was one artist, which I tried to write down the name of, but I didn't get to it in time. If I catch the replay at 10:30 or the one at 2:30 this morning, I will edit it into the description, because I honestly didn't get a chance to write it down, or I would have. I didn't get a chance to write down the artist, or I gladly would have put it in the actual video. But the song I'm going to direct you to is called Heroin by Nami Tamaki. Nami Tamaki. And it's not that bad a song. Let's put it this way. It's nothing like Kelly Clarkson's My Life Would Suck Without You kind of deal. No. And that's about the only Kelly Clarkson song I actually like. FYI, for those of us who wonder what American artists or American songs I actually like, yeah, there's one. Here's a weird one for you. Comes from Momoliro Clover Z, and the song's called Endless Revolution Legend of Z. This one's a bit more theatrical, and it's kind of in the kin of, we'll say, the Akibara 48. It's a bit lengthy, and the videos kind of tells a story, but the group is only like 5 people as opposed to AKB 48, which is like 8 billion friggin' people at this point. I don't know. Last I even was able to keep up, it was like at 56. Yeesh. Here's an interesting one for those of us that like R&B. And if you do, you'll be interested to know that. I'll let you know in the comments in a bit. Here's an artist we're going to call him Simo. And the song's called Kiseke. Kiseke. Here's the thing about this artist that I'm going to tell you. When I was watching the video, somebody mentioned, wouldn't it be cool if, Simo and Neo, NE-YO, here in the US, did a collaboration together. Well, that's not out of the question, considering that there are Japanese American R&B artists that have done fairly well here. See Utada Hikaru and even Boa. So I don't see that as something completely far-fetched. It would be something I'd actually welcome seeing, to be perfectly honest. Now here's an interesting one for you. Yuka Nanri. The song I'm going to direct you to is called Heart, and the reason why I'm going to direct you to it, especially if you're a gaming fan, the song actually comes from the .hack series. Unfortunately, I don't have it all in front of me right now which one it is, but I know that from one of the .hack games, this particular song is featured. I will put it in the description, well, at least the link to the video, and you can check it out for yourself. I think it's called Mutation, but I'm not sure. I'll know for certain, then I'll actually put it in like a note under the thing what .hack it comes from. And lastly, now here's an interesting one. I'll explain why in a second. Hungry and Angry-F. The song is going to be called Reconquista. The reason that this one's interesting, when they were talking to some of the executives, one was from France, one was from Britain, and one was from the USA. The USA executive mentioned this particular group of one of the ones that they particularly liked during the festival. And I got to watch the video and I said, you know what? They're not that bad. Actually, I'll be perfectly honest. None of these are really bad. If somebody says, okay, if you had to pick one that was probably at the weaker of all of them, that's like asking me which kid was my favorite. I don't think I can realistically do that. That's like saying, you know, which kid didn't you really like? I can't really tell you that because that's just not fair. But I will tell you that all of the songs that I heard, including the J-MELO track, were actually really, really good. And I implore you, if you check out this video, to check every link that I'm going to drop in the description down below. And I'm also going to I'll put the link to the 6 billion heavens in the description for the Beatniks. If I watch the replay and I catch the name of the artist that I didn't put in here, I will actually go look up one of her videos and put that in the description as well for you, because she was also really good. It was another female artist. But yeah, this was it was interesting because I was wondering how they were going to fill in, you know, having one guest for this episode of J-MELO. And they filled it in well with a feature. And if you were ever in Japan, and I don't know if they allow like regular people to go to the thing, if you're ever in Japan and you hear about this international music festival thing, and you're allowed to go, by all means, do it. Because what can it hurt? Absolutely nothing. I would personally love to have gone and been a part of that thing, because that's something that would be right up my alley. You know, because it exposes everybody musically to the Japanese genres. Your enka, your renge, your reggae, your visual kei, your J-rock, your J-pop, your J-techno, your whatever you want to call it. Anything. You know, even like Korean artists, like, you know, the Wonder Girls or whatever. Because, you know, they'll probably pop in. Any thoughts on the episode? Please leave them in the description down below. This has been the J-MELO Weekly Recap. I will see you next week. Sayonara.